Oh, we're live. Time to get the Taco Bell. Hey, what's up you guys? It is me, Sparxxyy, and welcome back to another Life is Strange video. It has been a very long time since I've posted, but I'll talk about that in another video. But today I'm here to discuss Life is Strange Remastered Collection. Didn't really go too well, did it? So for those of you who do not know, Life is Strange Remastered Collection was finally released on February 1st, 2022, and it has released with some poor critical acclaim. And this is due to the fact that it is riddled with bugs, glitches, lighting issues, etc, etc. So today I'm just going to kind of give you my thoughts on what I think of the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. Just a quick disclaimer, I've not actually played all the way through the Remastered Collection. I've only done like 2 or 3 episodes of the first game so far. And I've actually not played Before the Storm yet because I want to save that for a stream, as I find Before the Storm to be an emotional game for me. Also, I want to apologise about the lighting situation going on here. It's really difficult filming at the moment because the UK is going through that awkward time where it gets dark at like 5 PM, 4 PM. So finding the time to record whilst also working my job, which usually finishes at 4 to 5 PM, is... yeah, it's not easy. And also I have to find the right time to record because I share a wall with my brother and he likes to shout on Discord, and yeah, but he's not here right now, and I thought I'd find the opportunity to record, so sorry about the warmish tone going on here. I hope you tolerate it. Anyway, let's jump into the video. Life is Strange Remastered was obviously announced all the way back when True Colours was announced last year on the same date and same time, and I think it was on the sort of same announcement as well. A lot of people were really hyped for a remastered collection, as was I. Despite the fact that these games are not that old, I'm not too sure if it was really due a remaster yet. The game still looked beautiful, and though there were a few issues with the original trilogy, I didn't really find there being too much point to them remastering it. But I accepted it anyway because I'm a massive Life is Strange fan, and I thought, well, they've taken it a long way with the facial and lip movement in the newer games such as Life is Strange 2 and True Colours, which in those games it is amazing. Whereas the older Life is Strange games, the lip syncing and the facial movements aren't that great because the games did come out. I mean, the first one came out, what, 7 years ago? I think today it came out 7 years ago. I mean, I'm filming this on... oh god, what's the date? I'm filming this on the 5th of February, so I think it has been 2 years since the first episode of Life is Strange dropped. And also Before the Storm is not that old either. The game is, what, 5 years old, and they're already remastering it. The games were set to release on the same date as True Colours, but shortly before True Colours released, Square Enix and Don't Nod dropped a statement to let everybody know, and the Life is Strange team did as well, that the remaster collection would be delayed. I was glad about this, and I thought it was a good decision on their part because the original Life is Strange games mean a lot to a lot of people, especially the first one, and I knew that if they were to screw that up, yeah, no, it wouldn't have been very good. But sadly, it's still not that great. Personally, through my run through, I've run into a few lighting issues where in certain scenes the lighting is just really off. But I won't give it all a bad take because there were some scenes where it was absolutely gorgeous. I have zero complaints about the environments. They really nailed that Life is Strange vibe of the environments and remastering them. The first Life is Strange is pretty notorious for its great views and the sunsets and all of that, especially when you're by the lighthouse in the first episode. They really nailed the visuals there. The ambient sounds, everybody knows I'm a sucker for good ambience. They nailed it. But sadly, there's a few issues. The facial expressions are definitely better, but their eyes, it's just kind of weird. Like, why are they so shiny? They just look really glassy. I've also heard a few complaints of people talking about Rachel's model from Before the Storm. Not necessarily her model, but her eyes just look very anime-like. I feel like they just overdid it on the eyes a little bit. Also, there is a lot of reused animations when they're talking as well. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes that animation is just overly used. I don't know if you guys know which animation I'm talking about, but like they stand like this or they do like that as they talk. It's a really overused animation, and for some reason I just noticed it a lot more in episode 1. I don't know why, maybe it was just me being really nitpicky, but that animation is just overused. Why? Another thing that I can positively say about it is the lip syncing is a lot better. It's still not perfect and it's still not quite as good as like True Colors and Life is Strange 2, which was a massive improvement to the previous two games. I know that it can take quite a long time to just reconstruct all of that. So for the shot they gave it, it still looks pretty good, and the facial animations and the facial expressions are looking really good as well in quite a lot of scenes, especially with Chloe. A nitpick I do have about Chloe is, why is her hair so bright? We always established that yes, she had bright blue hair, but they really overdone it this time round. I don't know if it's just the way it looked when it was remastered, but it just looks crazy blue. Yeah. I never thought I'd be making a video complaining about a video game character's hair being too blue, but here we are. But for the most part, a lot of Chloe's scenes just look really good, especially the scene in Principal Wells's office when she's sitting back in that chair, and that entire scene is just really well animated, and it just shows how much work was put into that specific scene, and other scenes as well in Chloe's room when you first reunite with her and she's talking about Rachel. The lighting in that scene is absolutely spectacular, and I've got to tip my hat off to the team for that one. The last nitpick I have about the first Life is Strange game, or a little few, obviously the bugs. There's loads of bugs. I ran into a few dialogue bugs as well. I ran into a few scene changes bugs where I'd go black and then suddenly the characters would be there again. It was really, really strange. Some other people have run into bugs where the subtitle is like the code for the game, which is really, really weird, and people have run into that through episode 2 as well. So yeah, I don't know how that got through testing, but apparently it did. So the first thing I noticed when I played the game and when I opened it and all of that and was in the first 5 minutes is, for some reason, the characters' faces just look really blurry, especially Mr. Jefferson. Just looks super unpolished, and it was kind of giving me a little bit of a headache because of it being so blurry, and especially when they moved, it just intensified it so much more. I don't know, again, if that was just me, but I noticed it and I had to stop playing because it gave me a headache where all the blurring when the characters would move, especially in their face. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about Before the Storm because I have not gotten around to playing it yet, but I have seen a few people say online that a few of the character models have been redesigned and they look not that good. Steph has been redesigned, and I have seen a few images of Steph and she just don't look good. What did they do to Steph? I'm actually really, really sad about this because I think the way Steph looked in Before the Storm was fine. And another character is Elliot. What the f did they do to Elliot, dude? He looks so strange, and when I first saw that screenshot from a video I watched, I actually could not believe that they had done that to Elliot. I mean, he was a bad character. Not a bad character, but he was an evil character. But come on, guys, what the fuck? He looked so weird, and I genuinely could not believe it, and I can't wait to play Before the Storm to see that because he just does not fit in at all. Like, he just looks so cartoony and like almost blocky. What have you guys done? That's basically what I want to talk about today. I'm not entirely disappointed with the game. I mean, I am a little bit, and I think they have kind of not gone about it the best way. They've obviously just released a statement like, we understand that this and this and this and you've run into this issue, we're working on a patch as soon as possible. And this just gives me deja vu to the GTA trilogy and how Rockstar handled that. I know that a few issues with that have been fixed, but hopefully Square Enix, Don't Nod, Deck 9, whoever was behind it, will release a patch soon because it's just terrible. Like, why? I know a lot of these game companies are under a lot of pressure due to the pandemic, and it makes it very difficult considering they too have a deadline to reach, but the fact that the game was delayed and that gave us some sort of clarity just for it to be released and it was still disappointing, I don't know. Anyway, that's basically all I have to say for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the remastered collection if you have played it so far. Do I recommend it? Yes, but I still don't think it is the definitive way to play the original games. I still think it's worth getting the original games because yes, there's glitches and bugs, but they've fixed those old glitches and bugs, and there's now new glitches and bugs that kind of just ruin the immersion with the game. But if you're not too fussed about that stuff, then the definitive edition will be for you. I'm just an extreme attention to detail kind of person, and I think my expectations for the definitive edition were far too high, so maybe that is my own fault as well. I should have lowered my expectations a bit. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave me a like and subscribe for future Life is Strange content, and I'll try not to leave it 5 months this time. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll chat to you guys in the next one. Goodbye and take care.